A year after an offseason that saw only one team switching conferences, all hell was about to break loose. 4 years after leaving the Big 12 to join the SEC, the Oklahoma Sooners had managed to run the table, sitting at number 1 after a perfect 13-0 season. Their opponent in the title game was the biggest Cinderella story in sports history, as the Kent State Golden Flashes, also undefeated, were ready to dance. However, the clock never struck midnight, and the Golden Flashes pulled off the upset, knocking off the team with all the advantages. Afraid that this would break the imaginary glass ceiling set up by the College Football Playoff Committee, the Big Ten, ACC, and Pac-12 decided to call off their alliance with the goal of becoming a 16-team Superconference, and the bidding war began in Texas, specifically in the Big 12. Once the dust settled, it was announced that North Texas would be heading to the Pac-12, TCU was going to the ACC, and Texas Tech was the Big Ten's consolation prize. Sitting at 15 teams, the ACC made the best offer to the newest national champions, meaning for the second time in 3 years, the best of the MAC was snatched away. There was still one big fish left out there, and all three conferences wanted the school to themselves. While their one season in the Big Ten was a tale of two halves, the Thunderbirds had spent their year as an independent announcing themselves as one of the top schools in the country. Led by dual-threat senior Braden Douglas and a Heisman runner-up Devon Lewis, as well as a recruiting class entering the offseason ranked in the top 15, Casper had shocked the country when they took down number 2 Nebraska, then stamped the season with a narrow win over number 5 North Texas in the Sugar Bowl, wrapping a bow on the massive turnaround the once 0-60 school had pulled off. At first, the school considered staying as an independent, as they knew a 3-point loss to UTEP was all that kept them out of the national championship game. But the bidding war for Casper College, a small community college in Wyoming, was too profitable to ignore. Though both conferences sat at 16 teams already, the Big Ten and ACC, along with the Pac-12, went all out in their pursuit of the Thunderbirds, a school that the Big Ten once had for nothing. After weeks of negotiations with all three conferences, Casper called a press conference to announce it would be joining the Pac-12 the following season, citing a lack of trust in the Big Ten's leadership and too much travel for the ACC. With 14 members, the Pac-12 threw the biggest monkey wrench in the operation, adding a second Big 12 team in Baylor, but more notably, successfully poaching Black Rock State from the Big Ten. This led to a domino effect, as the Big Ten added Missouri from the SEC, who added Georgia Tech from the ACC, and unable to reach a deal with another Power 4 school, added East Carolina from the American Athletic Conference. The group of 6 conferences, dusting themselves off after all the mayhem, decided to stand pat for now, though the illusion of national contention seemed to dissolve, as any successful program they had would be scooped up by the Power 4, though at least expansion was at an end and there would be cast-offs to choose from. As for the Thunderbirds, it was a quiet offseason otherwise, as quarterback Ezra Ovalle was set to reclaim his starting spot, all-world running back Devon Lewis was returning for his senior season, and the turnover on the roster would actually be upgraded by the recruiting class coming in. With the same playbook in hand for once, head coach/new athletic director Joe Beanie II was preparing to try and bring a championship to Wyoming. What's up, guys? I'm Shane, and welcome to the Year 4 offseason of our Casper College Prestige Dynasty. There are a few blue chippers out there. Let's see if they want to play for the mighty Thunderbirds. As much as I'd like to ring to that, we can't yet, Mr. AD, who's actually Beanie. Am I just talking to myself? But we can still only go after 3-star recruits. But guys, we are a 4-star program as of next year. I mean, what a solid season for us. Finished number 5 in the country, 11-2. Beat North Texas, so that's one of our old dynasty schools. Hey, with Black Rock, I never managed to do that. And this North Texas team is actually still good. Now, the big things here, coach changes. We had our offensive coordinator leave. And as far as players leaving, Brian Daniels is the only well, we got 2 walk-ons leaving. We got him and Washington, but you can see Washington in a second. But Daniels leaving. He had some big plays for us in year 2. and then sort of didn't need him anymore. He was still pretty reliable. Again, finishes his career as a 61 overall. For a walk-on, not bad. But as for the rest of the class, a lot of named players, 19 people leaving if you include Washington. So let's say goodbye to them. So as you saw in that, we have a new offensive and defensive coordinator. Our offensive coordinator left. It was Devon Wall, who scored the first ever touchdown in program history. He is now the head coach at Texas State. Good for him. Our defensive coordinator was Casey Barnett, who played pretty solid for us in year one. He didn't go anywhere. I just replaced him. So Emmy Husky, I think he was the head coach at Louisiana, is now our offensive coordinator. So Husky's coming in. This is a maxed out OC. I think he's level 29. And then Scoobert Toast taking over at defensive coordinator. These two were the team captains, so it made the most sense to put him here. Now, we already looked at everyone's final stats, but I didn't actually look through the NCAA leaders. So Douglas finishes 49th in passing yards, which, considering we didn't pass the ball too much, that's not bad. Lewis, 61st in the nation. Considering most of the year, Douglas actually led the team in rushing. That's a good way to finish up. But then receiving, Lewis was third. Robinson for Ball State. That's a hell of a year. No one was catching him, but we finished just shy of number 2. Tackles, again, Vegeta and Atlas finishing 1-2. Not a bad year for them. Hey, Chloe led the team with 6 sacks. That's good for 59th in the nation. That's okay. Haley missed half the year, led the team in picks. 344th in the nation. Okay. All right, transfer requests, I'm going to guess not a lot. Or probably none. Plus, we're still technically independent right now. They don't know we're in the Pac-12. Or Pac-16 now, I guess. Nope, no one coming in. Now, we had no one drafted. That's okay. If Lewis had won the Heisman, I would have made him a 99 overall in hopes that he actually got drafted immediately. He didn't, which is okay for us. He'll get the Deshaun Gaddy Award and stick around for the year. But if he wins the Heisman this year coming up, I'm going to make him a 99 before the offseason in hopes that he gets drafted. And if not, I still might bump him up to like a 95. BlackRock had a ton of players drafted. I think this is the last of the people that I signed and a couple that they actually had. Wow. You let your junior D tackle declare? You should have kept him. North Texas lost. 99 overall quarterback, 99 overall halfback, 96 wide receiver. Like, they lost 98 center. Like, they lost a ton here. They had 2 halfbacks get drafted. This guy made it as a 6th-round pick. That's okay for us, though. Those 2 are going to be in our division, so it's nice to see them sort of weakened out a little bit. All right, recruiting board, it's pretty cut and dry. We got 2 scholarships left. 2 players we're going after. Carter, again, 6'7", 79 overall tight end junior. Don't necessarily need him, but, it's not like I was going to sign another 66 overall guard, so we're going to throw... Let's go 2,000. I think that's probably overkill. We can probably offer him 100 points and he'll sign. Let's go 2,000. And everything else at young. Actually, I should do research and see what level Tennessee is and see if they can even compete with us. Hold on, I'm going to do that real quick. All right, so they have signing day maxed out, the letter of intent. So they do have the plus 5,000. So we're leading 1,440, which means, Carter, you're only getting 1,400 now. And we'll max out young. There, this way, I believe our bonus is the same. No, we get a slightly bigger bonus. So now there is no way for Tennessee to catch us. So we'll have him locked up, and I mean, this is still probably more than enough for Carter. Yeah, all right, mission accomplished. We got them both. I don't care what prestige you are, a 76 overall D tackle. Yeah, that'll set you up very well for the long term, no matter what. Yeah, Tennessee, they didn't even come close. Yeah, I mean, these guys were locked up. We barely had to do anything. Tennessee offered them like 2,000 points. I'll take the overkill. It's fine. It's not like we had those points going anywhere else. And we end up dropping all the way down to number 31 class because we can only sign 3-star prospects. At one point earlier in the year, I didn't get a good screenshot of it. We were up to number 10. I don't know if we were higher than that. The first time I checked, we were number 10, and we slowly dropped down. So finishing number 31, that's okay though. Oklahoma's number 30. Like with only signing 3-star school prospects, and we finished right behind Oklahoma. That's not a bad place to be. All right, let me tackle some position changes. I'll meet up with you when I get it all figured out. Okay, so I've gone through position changes. My long-term plans at some of these starter spots have been completely destroyed because we got so many good prospects. From here on out, I will try and get you guys as much playing time as possible, but we've jumped all the way up to a 4-star program in year 5. I cannot promise you a starting gig, but I will always make sure you get in there somewhere. I mean, at the very least, senior day, I'll get you guys out there. So quarterback, Jason Van, obviously not going to be his name. We'll draw names at the end of the episode. Ovalle is actually going to be the starter because even with minimal training results, he should jump him. So I'm going back and forth whether I should redshirt Van. I don't even know if it's necessary. I'll redshirt Van, have Montebello as a backup, but then if someone gets hurt, like a long-term one, then we'll put Van back in here because he's not going to see the field anyways. Might as well keep that eligibility. Halfback, it's going to be Lewis at starter. Dart, I have no idea. I genuinely don't because he's so much different than Lewis because he's a fullback that I converted over. I genuinely don't know what to do because I still kind of want to get Mac involved because Dart's only a freshman. He'll still have some time to shine later on, so I think I'm going to keep Mac as a backup. Dart will be a better overall, but the backup. And he's too slow to be a kick returner for me. Fullback still Santos. Wide receivers, I mean, basically any athlete I signed went to the secondary. But still, Vaughn's a junior, Blankenship's a junior. More JUCOs, but at 3 stars, it's kind of what you need if you need some respectable wide receivers. Still, that'll give us Demetrius Thomas is our number 1. Vaughn and Blankenship at 2-3. Jesus Cena and his 74 speed. He'll be our 4th stringer. And then Harvey Underwood Bradford. I really think, I mean, he's only got 81 Excel, but I think Harvey can do something for us down the road. These guys all probably could, but at least they're all freshmen. Tight end, I almost moved Carter over. He's a 73 overall wide receiver, and then also Gordon is a 64, so he can't move. But Smithy stays the same. But Smithy's only a sophomore now, so he's still got a couple years. He'll have at least 1 year longer than these two. So Carter will probably be the starter. I kept saying, hey, Gordon's doing pretty well considering he was like a 62 overall fullback or whatever. Up to a 74 overall tight end is not bad. He's made some plays for us. He's very reliable. And hopefully, I got to adjust these 2 tight end sets. I got to go in and actually break down what they do. So he'll be our number 2 tight end. It won't be Santos out here. Because then I'll also have Smithy as a 3rd stringer, and I want him to be involved too. Offensive line, so both the centers I signed are kicking out to tackle. So Wright is going to be our left tackle. It might be Practon starting, depending on what the training results are. Best player will get the starting gig. If it is Practon, that's fine. I'll redshirt Wright. I have no problem with that. Left guard, it's going to be Sir Fallon is balling. Lacey's definitely going to catch a red shirt because even Manley's going to jump over him. Center, I mean, again, speaking of people jumping, you got Stan Royal. I don't even need those 75 overall freshmen because he's still significantly better Still has 2 years left. He'll get some training results. He'll be at least an 80. And then Bing Chilling is going to be down here at center. I believe I moved him over. Or I'm getting him mixed up. I don't know. Right guard, we got Wolanin, still going to be the starter. Beam is going to be backing him up. Again, like, you guys didn't get much the first year, but now you're seeing it. Which is good, because if I get some really good offensive lineman prospects, then you're all getting replaced. And in right tackle, I got Robinson, so he's a 74 overall. Sorry, Marsh, but he will be starting. Because even if he gets a +7, Marsh is not going to overtake him. Left end, so we got the JUCO. Callahan, he'll be over here. Kelly will catch a red shirt because he's a true freshman. So Sherman will have another year being a backup. He'll just be a career backup, unfortunately. I had some higher hopes for him. Right end, Mango Rummans will get his start. Daly coming as a true freshman again. Another one probably catching. There's going to be a lot of red shirts here. I don't know if this dynasty is going to last long enough for these guys to graduate. Again, like with BlackRock at the end of it, I'll do the whole sim until every named player graduates. But just in case this does go 10 seasons, because I keep trying to add the challenge to it, at least we'll have some really good players. Like, again, a 69 overall might not seem great to you now, but with a red shirt and then 4 years of training, like, so that'll be 5 years of training results, but 4 years. He'll get the 4th one. That's the bonus. So he'll be up to, I mean, worst case, he's going to be an 81. If he gets bare minimum training results, worst case, he'll be an 81. Realistically, you're looking about an 85 to an 88 overall by the time his senior year rolls around. And that's not bad. D-tackle, Jamal Young. Oh, I don't even know. I think this might be a case where Young might be better, but I still might redshirt him just to let Chloa and Wilson get their time. Cade and Young both catching red shirts, coming back. Young will be, if not over an 80, at least like a 79. And then Cade will get some training results too. I mean, that'll set us up pretty well for next year. That'll let Chloa and Wilson, like, again, where I can, I will let you guys start. Left outside linebacker, Smith will catch a red shirt. Drillette will finally get his starting job back. Maybe even for a couple seasons, depending. Middle linebacker, Atlas played too well to bench. So Daniels will get a red shirt. We're going to need another middle linebacker, though, because Slayer, I didn't realize these guys are all seniors. Young is a JUCO. He's going to be cut. Don't worry about him. But I moved Schilling over from right outside linebacker because I just needed someone younger here and also the ability to redshirt someone. I don't know. Like I said, Slayer, I love the speed. I don't know where I can get him involved, but I'm going to try to. And then right outside linebacker, I move Ryan over from middle. So that'll give him a chance to start, maybe for multiple seasons, while O'Neal sits on a red shirt and Richardson's the backup. Cornerback, so we got Cox here. He's only a sophomore, so that's great. Haley and Cozart, both seniors. They'll probably be our 1-2 cornerbacks. Brewington coming off his red shirt will probably be number 4. Unless I decide to redshirt Cox, which is conceivable. Lewis, true freshman. He'll be sitting on a red shirt. Avery coming back, so he'll reclaim a spot here. Campbell, he'll catch a red shirt. Boyd, who I thought was going to be our quarterback at one point. So just always remember that in the back of your head. This guy might end up being like one of our backup quarterbacks. And then Marco Polo will hopefully see the field this year. Free safety. Chris Ryan, 78 overall JUCO, but he goes up to an 80 at free safety. So again, I ruined my succession plan here. Hale, I mean, he had that first year to shine. He still comes in as a backup. Backup safeties get a lot of play, so it's okay. Same thing, strong safety. Smith, I moved him over because he's got better hit power. By, like, I think like 30 points better, so he got the safety job, but a strong safety. McCray, you'll still see him out here as the backup. You saw him last year as the backup. And the same thing will happen down the road with King and Map. Although King, at least, if I don't find another prospect, has a chance to start next year. Although, realistically, 66 overall, so you're looking at like a 72, 73 for his senior year. Unless he gets some good training results. I want to upgrade that if I can. Kicker, Webb, obviously. I'm going to leave him. Apologies to Wilborn. You did an excellent job punting last year. So good, in fact, I'm going to leave you there. Because I don't care what your training results are. You're not getting a +10. You are not going to overtake. So, sorry. But, man, your punts are clutch, and I hope you keep doing that for us. What do you want?
Not that baby.
Well, too bad. You're taking the baby. But look at her. She's so cute. And no, come here. Look at her gloves. Look at her. But look at her.
But look at her trying to get that Bobo with no hands. All right, now for my favorite part, where I advance to training results, and I find out that all of my position changes were thwarted by some good training results by the people I was trying to replace. Stan Royal, you are a goddamn monster. All right, so Avalle got a +5 sitting as the backup. Mays, who, again, we're just keeping on here as an experiment, gets a +6. And Montebello got a +4. All right, not a bad backup option now. Lewis got a +5. You can automatically bump that up to a +7 with the Deshaun Gaddy Award. Dart got a +4. Mac with a +6, though. So now I don't feel so bad letting him start over or be the backup over Dart, because they're pretty close. Santos got a +4. We only had 2 wide receivers left, I forgot. So Thomas gets a +4, 81 overall for us, will be the number 1. Jesus Cena, a +5, will not be the number 1. He didn't even get a bump to his speed. He is slow as crap and still didn't get a bump. I should have moved one of the tight ends over. So we watch Gordon, a +5 to a 79. All right, we got a controversy because Smithy also got a +6. I am stacked with mid-tier tight ends now. And hey, Bumbercatch a +4. Prackton a +4. Yep, okay, so he will solidly be the starter. Start falling his ball on a 76 for him, up to a +5, but Manley trying to keep up a +6. All right, so this might be a case where, like, senior year, maybe I'll switch them. Yeah, Royal a +7. Bing Chilling a +7, too. What are we doing with these centers? I should have left those guys. I should have just kept everyone as a center and just started them at other positions. Woolen in a +5, much better. Jim Beam also a +5. And Marsh got a +4 in a red shirt. Sherman got a +5. Yeah, he'll still get out here. He'll still be close to an 80 overall by the time he graduates, so that'll be a really good backup just in case of injury or something like that. Like, depending on how it goes. I mean, Ovalle was rarely supposed to see the field, and then Wilkerson goes down in the first game, and you see what he did. So, who knows? That could happen for someone else. Roman's a +3. Yep, another one, he'll be the starter. Buckshank got a +5. +5 for Brandon Cloa, definitely deserved. Hogan Wilson a +4. So now I have no problem redshirting the true freshman we got, because he's just as good as Hogan Wilson. Drillette got himself a +4, so did Girolamo. Girolamo. Cruiser Atlas a +4. Devon Slayer getting a +5, though. Okay. Schilling got a +5, and Young's getting cut. Ryan got a +5. Xander Richardson a +4. Haley and Cozart picking up +4s apiece. Brewington got a +5 on a red shirt. Avery on a red shirt also got a +5. And Marco Polo got a +6. And again, that guy's a true freshman. That is a big difference maker. Free safety, Hale with a +4. Burrow a +4. Smith got a +4, moving position, so he's still better than he was last year. McCray got himself a +4. King a +5. Map a +4. And Wilborn also with a +7. Not to be outdone. All right, and again, you'll be a good punter. Man, that is what I like to see. Stan Royal just blows me away, man. That dude was not supposed to be this good, and he's just gonna maul. Like, he's borderline. If he does another +7, I don't think he's gonna be draft eligible, but he's gonna be right on the cusp. As someone we signed as a 1-star prospect, hats off to you, good sir. I need to cut 2 players. That's all. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I had to cut 3. Because then it was going to be the end of the Maze experiment. But luckily, he gets to stay. Because I got Gray right here who can go away. And Stan Young can go too. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, we are going to get into a situation where I'm going to have to either start cutting name players or hope that I don't sign 25-player classes. That's probably the more likely outcome because we are going to go for more 4-star people. And let's see, what do we got? We only have 13 seniors on a roster this year, which means anything after 13, we are going to have to start cutting people. Obviously, that quarterback is the first to go. I was really hoping Mays was going to transfer, but he's still sticking around. I don't know why. I thought he was going to transfer for sure because he wants some playing time. And I don't know. I'll have to look at it, if and when we get there, who I'm cutting. Because what might end up happening is if you've got another player on the list, then that'll probably be someone where I'll just cut and guarantee you get a new player. Or if you're someone who has not seen the field at all, like so... Let's say Bing Chilling, right? Someone like him who was redshirt on his freshman year and then I got to cut him. I'll just re-enter him into the draft, into the naming class. We'll figure it out if I have to cut players, but I'm hoping that we don't have to do too much of it. All right, I got some work to do with these custom conferences. I'll meet you guys in the preseason. All right, guys, we're here in the off-season, and before we get anything else, let's look at these brand new recruits. At quarterback, we've got the brother of Josh Allen / the Flash, Barry Allen. At wide receiver, we have Marty McFly, Caden Baker, TJ Maxx II, Brody James, and Justice Bagley. At tight end, we have Justice Lucas. At left tackle, we have Scott Humphrey Jr. and Jason Todd, the second Robin. At left guard, we got Strong Mad. That's a big old fella. At right tackle, we have Billy Mays. Remind me to fix his face. At left end, we have Isaac Yankum and Herschel Hirsch Hagler. So Kane and Triple H, not a bad defensive line already. At right end, we got Jeff Cormier. D tackle, we got Donovan Harvey Jr. and Anthony Booker. Left outside linebacker, we have Travis Knighting. Middle linebacker, we have Demetrius Jones-Thomas. Right outside linebacker, Roscoe Jenkins Jr. At cornerback, the family legacy continues. We got Jawan Cena, Caleb Curtis, Jermaine Johnson Jr., and Dawson Hall. At free safety, he's back. We got Charlie Wilkerson. And finally at kicker, we got Alden Cash Money. Now, just looking at red shirts, there were a lot. So Barry Allen, obviously. We went through most of this. Wide receiver, just all three of these guys. Also, I forgot to mention it, but Marty McFly will be our kick returner because it is Marty McFly. And you'll get your number 88 next season after Thomas graduates. Lucas is catching one. Humphrey, I mean, basically just every position where they weren't going to be an immediate starter. You know, Triple H here is going to get one. Cormier is going to get one. Both these D tackles. I mean, again, I'm setting myself up. So if this series goes for 10 seasons, we're going to be a 99 overall squad. And I have no idea, like, the country's not going to know what hit them. We're already going to be a force to be reckoned with. But, I mean, it's just red shirts all across the board. Now, the schedule. So, again, we're in the Pac-16, which means we only have 3 out-of-conference games. So we're starting with a bye. Then we're going to be home for UCLA, at number 8 USC, at North Carolina. I figured that'd be fun. We're going to be at UCF with Braden Douglas at their quarterback. And I made him like a 94 overall to make it really interesting. Home for Western Kentucky in our rivalry game. There's our easy game. I just figure that's a good place to line up all our recruits and try and sign them in one shot. Then we'll be home for Arizona, at Arizona State, home for Colorado, at Utah, home for North Texas, but then at Black Rock, finishing off the year, home for Baylor. And hopefully a conference championship game here. I'm not getting my hopes up. We did really well last year, but our schedule was not... It was technically better, but this is more rounded out. Like, there were heavy, like, better top-end opponents, but then there were a lot of bottom, like, terrible schools. Now it's like Baylor is the easy game. They're still probably like an 83 overall. And then recruiting board, I mean, it's nice. You've got all these 4-star prospects who want to come in here. So, like, Anthony McDonald, 4-star strong safety. We're going to need a new one, a 77 guard. It's like Christmas here. I believe as far as gems, so Pace, he was not. He was a +3, but another good strong safety. Washington here, he's a +5 gem. Went from a 71 to a 76. Again, true freshman. I don't think I have a single JUCO on this board. Maybe I have one, but I'm pretty sure I specifically went for that. And I'm definitely going to have to find at least 2, if not 3 halfbacks. So there's a lot of them down here at the bottom that I didn't get to fully scout yet. We're not even on necessarily all their boards. I just wanted them on here so I can take a look at them and then just hope that maybe Lowlock is kind to us, if anything else. But there's some real talent here and not a lot of holes to fill. So it'll be a lot of you guys just coming in for 1 year starting and then getting completely blown out of the water like a 78 overall true freshman wide receiver. Yeah, thanks. And now we're just going to jump forward into the offseason and take a look at what our overall is. All right, we'll take a look at the overall in a second, but I just wanted to flip through. We got a couple All-Americans. So Lewis, first team halfback. Of course he is, but look at Oklahoma there with a quarterback and a halfback and a left tackle. Okay, Oklahoma's got it pretty stacked. We've got another one. Yeah, here it is. Cruiser Atlas, first team middle linebacker. Not bad. Yeah, again, that's why I didn't want to bench him. The true freshman can sort of, you know, he can sit on a red shirt and come in next year. And we got some all-conference players as well. We got Lewis again, obviously, first team. I'm assuming Atlas is there, but who else? Cloa is first team all-conference. Cruiser Atlas. Haley making it. Again, not bad for half a season. Second team, there's Kozar. There's Smith. Moving over from free safety. Okay. Lewis starts the year on top of the Heisman watch. I mean, he should. Let's see if we can keep him there. All right, we're projected number 2 in our division, which ain't bad. But what's our overall? 77, 79, 78. Guys, we're a real team now. Like, we're past... We might not even be the worst overall. Hold on. We're better than Washington State. We're better than ULM. We're better than defending national champions. And we're better than Wake and Louisville. Okay, so we're still a bottom tier school, but we're not the worst. We're better than Temple. Well, actually, I guess we're equal. We're unequal. Well, we're better than Air Force. We're better than that stupid UTEP team that beat us last year, and better than UAB. Oh, we're better than Western Kentucky, and we've been smoking them already. And we're better than Rice. Yeah, I'm going through everyone. I don't care. We're better than Bowling Green. We're better than the Emus. We're better than Colorado State, Utah State. We're not playing them this year, but we're on equal footing with Wyoming. Their defense is pretty good. But we're going to get better because we have 13 seniors, and pretty much all of them who graduate, we've got players at least as good, if not better, for next year. Plus, the progression will probably be an 80 overall without signing a single player. Oh, we're going to be so good. All right, and the captains going into this year, because I'm going to try and give you guys some updates on this from now on. Gordon and Xavier Smith, the strong safety. Those are our 2 captains. So right now we're sitting at number 41 in the nation. Next year we'll be 60, then 33, then 9. We're going to start off a season in single digits. Holy cow. And again, that's without any other recruiting classes. Let's see if this series is still going by that year. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm just... The series will continue going until it's no longer interesting. We still haven't won a natty. We're still only 4 stars. We got at least a few more years left on this. 2024 will probably still be here. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please be sure to hit like down below. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Hit the notification bell, get it delivered directly to your inbox every single time I upload. Any thoughts, suggestions, whatever you may have, leave it all down in the comment section below. Everything you leave down there, I will always respond to, unless you are the trolliest of trolls. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Shane. I'm out.